Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to begin a Reiki for post-traumatic stress disorder, also known as PTSD. Now I'm going to ask that you say out loud or in your head, I accept this Reiki from Maricela Mendoza. And take 3 deep breaths from your core up to your crown. Now, post-traumatic stress disorder can be caused by many things. No one thing in particular. It could be caused by sexual assault, childhood trauma, watching a loved one pass away, war, being a prisoner of war, participating in any type of military. So many reasons, and it could be anything. Now I'm going to begin. Okay, a little distance Reiki. This will reach you in all dimensions of time and space, all areas of your subconscious mind, all lives, past and present. I call upon Archangel Zadkiel, Jesus, Lube, Saint John of God, Viomis, Azrael, Archangel Azrael, and Quan Ti. Quan Ti is great to call upon if your PTSD is due to military actions and participating in military, seeing things that most people do not get to see. Okay. Now we're going to begin cleansing the energetic field to allow for this cleansing to come through with clarity. Now, one of the things that happens in PTSD, during PTSD, is sometimes we get what is called disassociation, which is our soul's way of allowing us to survive. And what that disassociation does, it creates compartmentalization of your mind, because you're going into another part of your mind, so you don't experience what you're experiencing. You know, it's almost like watching it, your higher self watching it from above, and you're looking down on it. So we're going to work on coming back together, becoming whole again. One of the many symptoms of PTSD is nightmares and insomnia. This is where we pull out bloodstone. I highly suggest a bloodstone. You put that in a little cup of water next to your bed, and that helps absorb any of that negative energy that's coming through. It helps you to process the dreams, along with Super 7 and Subtle Light and Dream Quartz. Helps you to face your fears in your dreams. and realize it is just a dream. The amount of energetic work that we can do in the dream state is amazing. Okay, moving on. Sorry, my crystals have... Okay, sorry. Okay. Moving on to... we're going to go back to satellite, amethyst. We're going to do a little bit of banded agate, which I just had. Here it is. And to the pneumite. Now, so poor concentration, short-term memory loss, intrusive memories, and flashbacks are all part of PTSD. Replaying those things over and over. Watching somebody die, you replay that over and over. Those childhood memories that we cannot escape, we play them over and over. It's almost like it's our cornerstone, and it's about letting that go, making something else your cornerstone, something that is filled with love and light, no matter how small it is. Now, the way I helped myself with my PTSD is I remembered the one happy childhood memory, and whenever any of those memories of the PTSD, that experience that I had, I would replace it with that memory. It was almost like overriding how a computer hard drive overwrites when it is deleting and erasing, and it adds new information on top of that. That's what we're doing. We're adding new information on top of that experience. So we no longer have the emotional charge. It no longer has that emotional charge and hold on us. We'll bring in petrified wood to absorb the emotional charge of that memory. And sometimes it's ancestral, watching a family member go through pain. This helps ease that. Okay, and then we're going to move to, that feeling of helplessness where we wish that we can change the things that happened in the past. We can't change the past, but we can change how we view it. So we bring in carnelian and sunstone. Sorry, my little thing fell and all the stones it was all in order and then it just got thrown off out to the side there. So we bring carnelian and sunstone to empower us, along with lapis lazuli to see the bigger picture of why it had to happen. Because everything does happen for a reason. It's painful as these experiences are. Who would ever want to, be raped as a child? Who would ever want that? Who would ever say, I would like to experience that in my life? But this helps you to see why. And it is maybe possibly to help others on this journey. Sometimes it's karmic, and it's just us receiving what we did in a past life. Either way, we thank the experience. Sometimes it's to remind us of the darkness in the world, and to always remind us to stay in the light. Remember. All that's repressed is going to come up through transmutation into the light. Let it come up. Feel it. Okay. Another thing that happens is we make poor judgment. So satellite comes in to see clearly, to make positive choices, to surround ourselves in positive environments and situations. This is strongly connected with addiction. We make those, we try to cover up our feelings of the past with addiction, with substances, because it helps to numb us. But it's about feeling. We have to feel what has happened. This is why we came to Earth, to feel these experiences and to learn and grow from them. Okay? Now, I'm going to light a candle. And we're going to sage out all those dark parts, that addiction causes us to feel we need these substances to feel better about ourselves or our life. This helps to clear it out. A little Palo Santo for the dark. The demons within that we always try to exercise, but just somehow seem to linger. This will clear them out. We don't need them anymore. This candle is to help all of those trapped in the dark of despair. Help you to see the light. Forgiveness is key, but we'll get there. It's a process. We'll get there. Okay? We're going to bring in that amethyst for the depression and the kunzite for the self-love. It was not our fault. It's not your fault. There was nothing you could have done to change the events. Everything happened for a reason. It's not your fault. Sometimes we have a little survivor's guilt. Bring in chrysocolla to help us rid ourselves of the survivor's guilt. There's nothing we could have done to change it. Everything happened exactly as it was supposed to. For our learning lesson, for their soul's growth, for your soul's growth. So we want to remove that. Allow for forgiveness for ourselves. We don't need those substances anymore to numb us. We want to feel. So we bring in Othosera to detoxify us. It almost looks like an Indian spearhead, Native American spearhead. So bring that in to detoxify us. We don't need any substance. We can heal ourselves on a cellular level. It is possible. I am proof. Okay? And then sometimes we get this, when our heart is closed, we get apathy. We get I've been through worse. Oh, I've experienced worse. Oh, I've been through that. Somebody's telling you a story. Oh, you think in your head, I've been through worse. And you lose that compassion for people and what they're going through and the experience that they're going through. So we bring in red jasper, chrysocolla, and kunzite to help us to be more compassionate and understanding, to start feeling again. It's just to start feeling again. I know sometimes we want, as empaths, we don't want to feel, but that's why we came here. We came here to feel. We came here to experience. So let's feel. Feel that. Cry. It's okay to cry, but hydrate. Feel it. Let it take you where it's going to take you. Talk about it. And sometimes we lose motivation, you know? We isolate, we avoid others, feel dirty, feel guilty. We feel all these emotions that don't serve us for no reason at all. It's our own self-imposed prison. So we bring in rhodochrosite to open our hearts to others, and apophyllite to connect with others on a higher plane, from a higher heart, kunzite, and carnelian to empower us to move forward, to connect with others, to get out of that hermit mode and integrate again. So we bring prenate in to integrate us back into society, to seek help, to be able to ask for help, to speak about your experience with others. And you know, sometimes when we do go out, the reason we isolate ourselves is because of paranoia, hypervigilance. We're hypervigilant about everything around us. We mistrust others. We have startle response. We have anxiety. And that's all heart chakra. Your heart chakra wanting to heal. That anxiety you feel is your heart chakra wanting to heal. And it's fighting you. It's fighting your ego because your ego doesn't want to. Your ego wants to be the victim because it gets joy and satisfaction out of being able to be a victim. So we want to get ourselves out of that mode. We are not the victim. We are empowered by our... Yes, we were victimized. It happened. But that is not the role we have to forever play. So we bring in lepidolite, petrified wood, labradorite, this takes a lot of stones, kunzite, chrysocolla, sodalite. And what all these are going to do, they're going to have you open your heart and trust others again. This is going to work on the paranoia and the third eye of always being paranoid that somebody will get you. The labradorite connects you to your crown to understand that we are all one. We've all experienced these types of things. If we actually spoke about things to each other, we would realize that we've all gone through similar things in similar situations, you know? So communication is key. Trusting others is key. Trusting others with your story, because your story will empower another and another, and it's a trickle effect. So we bring in aquamarine, turquoise, and emerald to help us to communicate what we're feeling with others. Blue lace agate to calmly soothe us so we communicate calmly. And we breathe it in. Journal, write, share your story. Write an anonymous blog if that helps you. But share it. Share what you've been through. It'll help another. This will convert you to the teacher, because now you're teaching others by your experience how to heal. Bringing in that energy from the universe out to you. Bringing in that Kundalini energy. Moving that energy up through the heart, opening that heart. Now the rose quartz is going to help our self-esteem, help us to connect with others. And a lot of us, this constant stress of being hyper vigilant, it takes pressure on our body. It's like wears and tears our body, this stress. It creates acidity in our body. So, I highly recommend green smoothies to help with the acidity, and sugar light. That's good for the stress that is endured. Now, this is going to help with the self-esteem and confidence to move forward. And we got another one we're going to work on here. Rage, frustration, irritability, the anger that we feel towards somebody who hurt us, or the why did our loved one have to go? Why did we have to experience this? Why did we have to see what we had to see? Why did we have to go through this? Why? We have these whys, and it doesn't matter why. We did. So, a great stone would be Eye of the Storm. If you can find it, it's called Judy's Jasper or Eye of the Storm. I don't currently have that, but that would be a great stone for this. And we bring in the amethyst to soothe that irritability, and the rose quartz to help us open our heart to forgiveness. Once we tap into our past lives and we realize that, at one point in our life, we were the person that hurt us. So now we are experiencing a similar thing, and see how we handle it. Losing a child, going out to war and seeing others die, hearing the sounds of firecrackers, all these things, they trigger us. But once we start forgiving what we went through, the emotional charge goes away. We don't want that emotional charge anymore. So what we do, along with rose quartz, we bring in bismuth and apophyllite. Now bismuth, if you look at it, kind of like a little stairway to heaven. It's one of the most beautiful stones I've ever seen. And apophyllite is your higher crown. So these are your crown and your higher crown. This helps you to understand why. On a deep cellular level. It's almost like you can't even explain it. You can't even explain it because it is so beyond the comprehension of 3D that you cannot even explain it to another person, but you understand deep in your heart why it happened. So this is what this is going to help you understand why. And it will come to you in the dream state. So I highly suggest journaling, these nightmares that are coming through. I highly suggest an amethyst under the pillow with rose quartz to soothe and help you remember your dreams, so you can work through them. Your subconscious mind is trying to help you work through it. So, and this will help us connect to our higher self and understand that everything does indeed happen for our own personal growth. We bring in the sunstone to empower us. We are no longer the victim. We forgive. And we don't want to forget what happened. We just want to remove the emotional charge. We don't want to forget. We want to honor the experience, no matter how painful, because it has shaped us like clay into who we are today. You are worthy of love. If you have been through a sexual assault or trauma, you are worthy of love. That does not define you. That does not define you. You are beautiful. You are strong. You have been through so much, and any person is going to be grateful to have been with somebody who has been through such a traumatic experience, because it shows strength and perseverance. And that is a beautiful trait to have. If you were abused as a child, or if you were the abuser and you live with that every day, forgive yourself. Forgive those. When we forgive, two people are set free. all those experiences have shaped you to who you are today. And I've been through some traumatic things, and I would not change those experiences, because I am here today because of those experiences. Who knows what path I would have took had I not experienced those experiences. Now, we're going to do a quick cut of the energetic bonds that tie us to these experiences. Cut them out with selenite, help us to understand. Remember, we choose our experiences. It's like a blueprint that we came to before Earth, and we wanted to experience these things to help our soul evolve, to learn how to forgive. It's like every time you forgive, it's like a level up in a video game. Level up, because it is difficult to do. And we don't want to just forgive and, not feel. We want to feel first, and then give ourselves room to forgive. So we cut all those attachments to all that stuff that is holding us back from forgiving. All the things that people feel, the projections that people put upon us of how we should experience and how we should feel, let all that go. This is your experience. Go within and you will find the answers that you seek. And now we fill those spaces with love. From my heart to yours. Breathe it in. Breathe it in. Breathe it in. Fill all those spaces with love. All that darkness, I replace it with light. All those memories, we take away that energetic charge, and we just begin to forgive and heal. You are no longer the victim. You are empowered. You have a story. And it is a story of amazing empowerment. You've gone through, you moved that volcano. It was difficult. But little by little, every day you'll feel the love. Emit. You'll feel the love. Forgive your father. Forgive your mother. Forgive your assailant. Forgive the man. Forgive the woman. Forgive the child. Forgive yourself. Most importantly, forgive yourself. And I just want to thank you so much for watching. And I will be doing a childhood trauma video shortly after this one, so feel free to look out for that if childhood trauma is one of your PTSD triggers. And I just want to thank you so much for watching. I'm truly grateful for all of you. Every day I meditate and I send love and light to you all, so that you may heal, so that you may love, so that you may forgive, and you may find exactly what it is you are looking for on your journey. Thank you so much for watching. Namaste.